Hey, what is up? What is up, everybody? This is Cam Jennings, aka Zero Fats, coming at you on behalf of EpicConversions.com and the Insiders Club. Hope you guys are doing well on this Saturday morning. I really do. I wanted to do this kind of bonus group coaching call. Really, it was my mistake last week. I forgot about our group coaching session, and I was super late to it by a few hours. So even though I did the coaching call last week, it wasn't really on time, so not tons of people really showed up. So I just wanted to redo it this week to give everybody a chance to show up, ask questions if they wanted to. So it's all good. We'll just have 2 group coaching sessions this month and get twice the value. So it's all good. So anyways, I hope you guys are all doing well. I had this scheduled to start at 10:15, so there's still a few minutes to go. And before we get started, I don't want to start early. Just want to be fair and give everybody a chance to be here who wants to be here on the live call. I got a buttload of questions that I've gotten through Facebook private messages and through email that I kind of was collecting all week, and I wrote some down. Sometimes I get questions, guys, that are kind of repeats, and I try to not, ask questions. I try to not address questions that we've already addressed on past coaching calls, but I mean, I will from time to time. Just, I want to answer the questions for people. Anyways, yeah, so that's that we've already addressed. Yeah, so that's what's up. So I got a bunch of questions, but as always, guys, if you're here on the live call, as it's always been since we started this group coaching, your questions come first. So any questions you have, just ask me right there in the chat, and I will answer those questions first. But yeah, man, I think just kind of waiting to get started on some of these questions. But one thing I've noticed, guys, that you might think about, I've noticed a lot of people don't take stock in the skills that they already have. And I don't mean like the skills you already have in life, like things that maybe you're a master at in life. I'm talking about the skills you have learned online. It's human nature to always be looking on the other side of the fence. The grass is always a little greener on the other side of the fence, and it's kind of human nature to always be looking on the other side of the fence. So as a result of that, we tend to think less of what we've accomplished. And as a result of that, we tend to sell ourselves short, and we think we don't have any value to teach anyone. The fact of the matter is, a lot of you guys on this call are probably already in a position to teach people some things online. You're probably already a couple steps ahead of a lot of people. And it's just a simple fact that, a lot of us don't recognize that. We don't take stock in the things we've actually learned. I mean, if you have bought hosting and you have started a website and you've installed WordPress on a website, you're ahead of a few people. You're ahead of several people that I've dealt with that were coaching clients. So that's good. If you know how to use Skype, if you know how to install and use Skype, you're ahead of a few people. You probably have a few things to teach them. If you've ever created a digital course, but you've never launched a digital course, you're probably ahead of a few people. What if you've created a digital course and you tried to launch a digital course, but it didn't work out and you didn't make any sales? That's okay. You're probably ahead of, I know you're ahead of lots of people in that situation. What if you have an autoresponder and you know how to use it, but you haven't really built a list on it, and you haven't really done any good list building on it, right? Well, you're ahead of lots of people who don't even know what an autoresponder is, and they don't know the value of an autoresponder. Again, we always think in terms of what we don't have and not what we do have. And sometimes that holds us back when we're trying to be productive. It's good to be humble and to think about what we don't have and what we don't know when we're trying to learn and we're trying to get better. But when we're trying to teach, it's time to take stock in what you do know how to do, how you can be useful to people. It's easy to feel inadequate when you're looking at all these sales pages and people are talking about making thousands of dollars in minutes, and see this person's making 100,000 a year, this person's making $1 million a year. These guys got these fancy sales pages you don't know how to do. These guys got this and these guys got that, and everybody's got something that you don't have. But look, at the end of the day, when it comes to you, none of that other stuff matters. All that matters is what you can do and what kind of value you can provide to the marketplace. Because I promise you, if you know how to install a WordPress site, you're a few steps ahead of a lot of people. If you know how to set up an autoresponder sequence, you're several steps ahead of a lot of people. It's easy to, not see the value in what you already know when you spend all your time looking at all this stuff that, you don't know. So, well, I guess the point is, you guys, when you're in learning mode, be humble and learn as much as you can. But when you're in productivity mode and you're trying to move projects forward, take stock in what you already know. Okay. That's what I'll say about that. And it's 10:17, so let's get on with some of these questions. I appreciate everybody being here. If you have a question, just hit me up in the chat there, and I will answer it. Let's do it. Okay. So, all right. So the first question, what is your most effective sales funnel? Okay. So I started out doing sales funnels like just foundation funnels. You know what I mean? Like the first product I launched didn't have a funnel. It was just the product, and I put it out there, and it didn't even sell anything. It was called Easy YouTube Money Method, and it didn't sell a single copy. I think I might have sold one copy to a guy who wanted to interview me for his channel for content, but I really didn't sell any legitimate copies to customers, and it didn't have a sales funnel. And I knew nothing about what I was doing. I was just trying. I was taking action without really knowing a ton of what I was doing. But I don't regret it, you guys, because, experience is the best teacher. Okay. Experience is the best teacher. Back when I was in the Navy, we used to say experience outranks everything. And it's kind of true because, you had two rank structures in the Navy. You had the officer rank structure and you had the enlisted rank structure. But you never saw an officer who was like an ensign, who had been in for like maybe 6 months. You never saw him disrespecting a chief who had been in for 10 plus years. You never saw that. Generally, the officers respected the chiefs and the master chiefs and the senior chiefs. And it just kind of comes back to that age-old saying, experience tends to outrank everything. So, yeah, I started out with a sales funnel with the first sales funnel I did was a foundation funnel, and it was just one product, right? So I had the front end product and OTO 1 or one-time offer 1. And, I found it to be a little bit stressful because I wasn't sure what OTO 1 was supposed to be. I didn't know what that was going to be. And it was just kind of like, man, I put all this time and effort into getting this front end product done, and now I got to do this OTO 1. What the heck's that going to be? I have no clue, So it was a process, man, just learning. But you asked what my most successful sales funnel was. So what works for me the best is a 6-product sales funnel. So you have the front end product, and then you have 3 upsells and 3 downsells. So you have the front end, and then you have OTO 1, OTO 2, OTO 3. Then you have downsell 1, downsell 2, downsell 3. That works the best for me. And usually what happens is I'll price the front end at $10 for the first 4 days for like a launch week special. And then after that 4 days, the front end will go up to $27. Um, I'll come back to that in a second. But through the funnel, what I like to do, what works best for me is OTO 1 will be $27. And it will be something it will usually be something like done for you, PLR type stuff. So, and I don't mean just go get some trashy PLR. I mean, give them something cool, but make it like done for you type stuff, like email swipes that are done for you, right? So so basically it's not just more training, you know? And if it is going to be more training, give them PLR rights on the training so they can sell it. So that way it's done for you. You know what I mean? So they just got training on the front end. So anything I give them in my sales funnel that's just more training, it almost takes away from the front end. It almost dilutes the effectiveness or the potency, the perceived potency of the front end. It takes away from it. They just got sold on this sales letter that told them they were going to get this thing. Now all of a sudden I'm trying to sell them on something else that's going to teach them something else. Well, they haven't even learned the first thing yet. So that's not the most effective thing I can do. What's more effective is if I sell them blueprints to build a rocking chair, and then I upsell them a toolkit to build a rocking chair. So it's like all in the same grain. Like it makes sense. It's logical. You know what I mean? So if I sell them a course on email marketing, and then for OTO 1, I sell them a bunch of done for you emails, and I give them PLR rights on the emails so they can actually package the emails up and sell the emails as a package. That's a good effective OTO 1. I can sell it for $27 because it has a done for you appeal. Like it's not just appealing to training. It's also appealing to utilitarian, you know, the utilitarian side of someone who feels like, oh, I could use that. It's a tool. It's not just training anymore. It's actually something that I can use, you know, it's not just learning, right? So OTO 1, I like to go done for you. OTO 2, I also like to go done for you. But let me talk about downsell 1 real quick. So OTO 1, so let's say, for example, I'm doing an email marketing course. I'm teaching you how to do emails that make you money. Okay, so that's the front end product. All right, so then on OTO 1, I will offer you done for you emails, right? And I'll offer you PLR rights on that package at $27. And what this will do is, like I said, this is like a tool. It's like productivity, right? You can package those emails up and sell them as your own asset, right? Pretty cool. So then what I'll do for downsell 1 is I'll take away the PLR rights. I'll take away the PLR rights and I'll drop the price to $17, and I'll give you personal use rights on those same emails. So it still has a done for you appeal, because you still get the emails, you can still use them, but you just can't package the emails up and sell them as an asset like you could in OTO 1. So between OTO 1 and DS1, I cover all ends of the spectrum with that done for you package that complements the front end offer. So now we go to OTO 2 and DS2. Okay, so OTO 2, I want to go done for you again, but I'll hit a different angle of my front end product. Okay, so maybe if they care about email marketing, you know, they care about email marketing. So I knew they were going to care about emails. So what else though? What else do they care about? If they care about email marketing, then they also care about list building. So what I could do is I could do a video presentation or a simple course, a simple 3-video workshop on list building, right? But I'm going to make it unbranded. I'm not going to brand it, and I'm going to give them a PLR license on the workshop, okay? I'm going to give them a PLR license on the workshop. So what's going to happen in OTO 2 is they're going to be offered this little workshop. It's unbranded, $27, and again, we're hitting them with weird hitting them with the utilitarian kind of productive angle. It's not just training, it's actually a useful tool, right? It's an asset. We're selling them another asset that they could use arguably in their email marketing. They could use it. So it makes total sense with the front end offer. That being said, what does DS2 look like? So DS2, to me, DS2, you could go a few different ways. The easiest way is just to give them personal use on that training, right? So they still get the list building training, right? And it is it's educational, and it does take away from the front end a little bit. However, the front end is an email marketing course. DS2 is a list building course. So they complement each other pretty good. Even though they're both educational, they kind of go together pretty well. I would call, with DS2, I would just take away the PLR rights on OTO2, and I would take DS2 down to $17. So that's what I would do. So that's OTO1, DS1, that's OTO2, that's DS2. Now, OTO3, I'm going to take the price up to $197. Okay. With OTO3, I'm going to take it to $197. And what I would do is I would do a 3-day masterclass. Okay. And what this is it's going to be 3 days, maybe an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours each day, whatever. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be teaching everything that you taught in the front end course. You're going to take your front end course, you're going to turn it, you're going to split it up into 3 slideshow presentations, 1 for each day. Okay. And, you're going to have some examples of things in there. You're going to have some stories that you're going to tell in there. And you're going to leave time for people to ask you questions and stuff. So at least make it an hour a day. That's what I shoot for, at least an hour a day. But the whole idea is you don't have to learn anything new. You don't have to create a new product. You basically just need to teach the things that you taught in the front end product, but in a masterclass setting. And when I say masterclass setting, you can use Google Hangout like we're using right now. As long as you can see what people are asking and you see their chat questions, you're good to go. Okay. They just need the ability to interact with you. And that's what I would do. And so the 3-day masterclass works out really, really good. And it makes it's $197 and it works out great. Now, DS3, I take it down to $97, and DS3 would be the replays on that masterclass. So once the master classes are done, so with DS3, you're going to have a download page, and you're going to have 1, 2, 3, and you're going to have the dates and the times. You're going to have the dates that this master class will be available for viewing, right? Because they're not going to be able to see it until the master class has happened, because they're getting replays on the master class. So basically, you already got days and times scheduled for the master class. And all you got to do is once the masterclass is done, just put a link to it on DS3's download page, right? So give them the replays to the masterclass. This is great because you can charge $97 for it, but also that DS3 becomes an asset. Now you got a 3-day masterclass that you can bring back in the future to put in your sales funnel, or you can sell it as a standalone product in the future. So it's a really nice little system. So you asked me what my most effective sales funnel was. That's it. So I do seven deep. So front end, 3 upsells, 3 downsells. I go 27, 27, 197 on the upsells. I go 17, 17, 97 on the downsells. That's been my most effective so far, guys. There's more than one way to skin a cat when it comes to sales funnels. There's a lot of ways you can do it. There's a lot of effective ways you can do it. That particular sales funnel has, I've done 2 5-figure launches with that sales funnel. So, it's pretty good. It works out pretty good. Okay. I have a higher ticket course $397. Should I launch on Warrior Plus, or how do you recommend I don't? How do you recommend I don't see many higher ticket courses on Warrior Plus front end? Ugh. All right. So he's saying he's got a $397 course. And should he launch it on Warrior Plus? He doesn't see a lot of higher ticket courses on Warrior Plus on front end. Yeah. Okay. So I launched, I have tried to launch a couple of high ticket courses, or higher ticket. That's not necessarily high ticket. It's a few $100s. It's probably mid-range, but, you know, I've tried to launch a couple of mid-range, mid-level courses on Warrior Plus on the front end, and it doesn't really work very well. At least it hasn't worked very well for me. Affiliates don't want to support it. They feel like it's not going to convert very well for them, so they don't support it. That's what I found to be true. So if you do it, you're kind of on your own. So which means that you're going to have a traffic source, because it's not going to come from affiliates. Not if you launch at a higher price on the front end. With that kind of a course, man, if you want to launch on Warrior Plus, it's probably smarter to put it at the back of your sales funnel. You don't have to go 7 deep like I was talking about a minute ago. You could go like, you know, 3 deep if you wanted to. You could just go 2 deep. You could sell the front end at a lower price, and then you could sell, you know, you could just sell the higher ticket course as an upsell, you know, and just that's it, like a foundation funnel. You could do that. But putting it on the front end has not worked well for me historically, and I would not do it again. I would not do it again. The only way I would do it again is if I was running paid traffic to it, and it was behind like a webinar, you know. That's how I would do it. I mean, if you just want to sell that course, that higher ticket course, I don't recommend necessarily launching it as much as running paid traffic to it and putting it behind a really cool webinar that, you know, has a lot of value, and then pitches the course. Also, one thing I did not do when I tried to launch my high ticket was I didn't offer a payment plan, and I think that would help a lot. If you're going to do a higher ticket like $397, like you said, I tell you what, man, it's not a bad idea to do like you know, payments. You know what I mean? So you could be like, okay, well, you could be like, well, I'm gonna do let's see, what does that equal? Oh my gosh, I'm doing math here now. I'm just trying to think of how that breaks down into easy payments, because you could go $397, or you could do like a payment plan and make it a little bit more if they go payments. It's almost like they get a discount at $397. So you know, let's say 450 divided by 3 payments. So $450 would be 3 payments of $150. So $350 payments. You could be like 147 times 3. Yeah, so you could do 3 simple payments of 147, which would be 441, you know, or you could do 397 right now. You could do 397 right now, or you could do 3 simple payments of 147, something like that. 149, 147. That's what I would do, man. You know, I'm actually planning another high ticket course right now, and I'm gonna run a payment option. I think that's smart. I kind of want my payment option at $97, not 147. I want it like at $97. So I don't know how that plays out. I mean, I'd like to do like maybe 3 or 4 payments at 97. I don't know. That's my take on it, man. My experience tells me launching high ticket programs don't do very well on Warrior Plus. They require a different kind of sales page, then like more of a webinar style sales page where you teach a lot, which is fine. I love that style of sales page. But also man, you really need a different traffic source. And if you're going to get affiliates to push it, I mean, they got to believe in you already. You know what I mean? You're not just going to be like a no-name guy and have this high-ticket course and get a bunch of affiliates to promote for you. It's going to be really hard. They're just not going to want to do it. The only way the affiliates are going to want to promote like a high-ticket course on the front end is if it's like a really well-known guy and they know and the sales page is top-notch and everything is just golden and they know it's going to sell. So that's about the only way it's going to happen. And I've been around for a while and I had a lot of trouble getting affiliate support. So I even had affiliates reach out to me and say, this, and this, and they want all the other stuff they wanted to say, What I did was I had a downsell on my front end sales page. So when they saw the sales page and they saw the price, then when they tried to click away from the sales page, then they got redirected to a downsell, which was $9.97. So, it didn't work very good, man. It was a reverse sales funnel. I made a few $1,000 on it, but it didn't work that great. It did not work the way I wanted it to. Long story short, I do not recommend launching a mid-range course on Warrior Plus. I would put it in the sales funnel, at least one back. Have a low ticket. What you could do is you could do a condensed version of the course, kind of like you could do like a mind map and then like narrate on the mind map the basic outline of the course. You know what I mean? Give them an hour and a half worth of value and make that like the $10 version and then upsell the big flagship course at OTO1. You could do it like that, But when you upsell the OTO1, you still want to have a pretty decent sales video for OTO1. That's what I would say to that, man. So hope that helps, dude. You got to do what you got to do. It's a boss decision, but I've tried it twice in the past, and both times it bit me in the butt. So anyways, how often should I email my list for max results? I feel like that's a question I keep getting over and over and over. So when it comes to emailing your list for maximum results, it totally depends on how fast you're bringing in new email subscribers. I mean, how many email subscribers are you getting a day? Because the fact is, every time you email your list, some people are going to leave. You're going to get some unsubscribes pretty much every time you email your list. And that's just a part of doing business. So, the idea is you want to be bringing in fresh leads faster than they are leaving. And then the other aspect of that is your leads are dynamic in their responsiveness. Like the longer your leads are on your list as a whole, the less they respond to what you're saying, right? Because, things happen and they move on. But the first 3 months, they are the most responsive in your inbox. So, how you know what I mean? Like it's like they're the most responsive in the first 3 months of being there. So if you combine that, you need fresh leads because they're all graduating from those first 3 months and they're in a slow decline for responsiveness. Now you have your hardcore guys, people that are just big fans of you and what you do, and they stick around longer. Like I have people on my list that have been there for years. And they're great. But as a whole, in general, there's a decline, okay? And you see a drop-off, especially after the first 3 months in responsiveness. So, number one, people are leaving. People are unsubscribing. And number two, there's a decline in responsiveness. It's an organic decline in responsiveness. There's nothing you can do about it. The longer they're there, the less they respond. So there's an unsubscribe rate and there's an organic decline in responsiveness. Okay, so when we talk about emailing our list, how often should I email my list? There's a few variables. Number one, how often are you replenishing your list with fresh leads? Number two, how good are the emails you're sending them, right? And I don't mean like, are you sending offers to them every day? Are you sending high value emails to them every day? I mean, does your emails, is there thought put into them? Is there entertainment value in the email? Does it have a takeaway? Like, did you put thought into, is there entertainment value in the email? Is there a takeaway in that email? Is there some kind of actionable content in the email? Is there a give and a take happening in the email, right? Because if there is a give and a take happening in the email, that's going to earn you more loyal subscribers, right? And that's going to combat that organic decline in responsiveness. It's going to combat it, right? So it's going to happen less, right? It's going to help, okay? However, you still can't email your list every single day just with high value emails, because if you do, it's still going to decline. Imagine if you got the best magazine in the world and you love this magazine, okay? But instead of just coming once a month, this magazine came every single day. You know what's going to happen? It's going to build up on your shelf, and you're not going to have time to read all those magazines. And after a while, it's going to be a nuisance because they're just laying everywhere. And then also, it's going to be kind of like a source of stress because you got all these magazines and you're not reading them. You just start to feel like, man, this is a great magazine, but I'm not reading it. I don't need all these magazines laying around my house. This is crazy. I'm just going to have to not renew my subscription on this magazine because it comes too much for me. I don't have time to read it. I know it's a good magazine, but I don't have time for it. So what that equals in your inbox is less responsiveness. They're either not going to open them, they're just going to try to save them for later because they know they got good value, or they're just going to unsubscribe because they come too much and you're cluttering up their inbox. And it could be the best emails in the world and they're still going to feel like that. I know this because I've tested it. So what I recommend, you need to email your list at least once a week. Let them know you're alive, okay? Literally, if I don't email my list once a week, they email me and ask me if I'm okay. So I feel like I'm doing something right because that happens. I'm doing something right. If my email list actually gives a crap about me, that's pretty good. But yeah, I email them at least once a week, give them some kind of email with entertainment value, actionable content. When I'm in a promotion, I go for several days in a row. You know, the whole time I'm promoting something, I will email my list at least once a day. Maybe on the last day of the promotion, I might go 2 or 3 times that day. But when I'm not promoting something, I revert back to my 1 a week email. That's how I do it, you guys. You can do it however you want to do it, whatever works for you. I've tried a lot of different ways. This one works pretty good for me. I send them out an email a week with some value, actionable content. It doesn't need to link to anything. It doesn't, you know, you hear all the stuff about, oh, you know, you got to train your leads to, you know, click on things. You know, so, but I tend to think, you know, I don't like to look at my email leads and my people on my list like monkeys. You know, I can just send them emails with high value. And I think that like when I send them emails with high value and they don't have stuff to click on, I think that it's kind of a pattern interrupt because everyone else gives them stuff to click on. And I'll just send them an email with a cool story. There's no reason for me to send them back to my blog. No reason for it. There's no reason really to send them back to my YouTube channel. I got them where I want them on my email list. That's the core of my business right there. That all roads in my business, all roads lead to my email list. So if you're on my email list, man, you're exactly where I want you to be. I don't need to send you back out to anywhere, you know, unless there's something out there that I think you should buy because it's going to help you. But if I can present the information, and I know it's just about giving them some value once a week, and I can present that information in my email list, I'm not going to send them out anywhere for no reason. I'm just going to give them the value. If I published a blog post on my blog and I published the same blog post on Facebook as a text post, then I'll publish the same blog post in an email as an email. I won't send you anywhere. No reason to. It's dumb. So anyways, that's what I say. I mean, look, if I got customers in my grocery store, I'm not going to send them back out to the front of the store to read the sale sign. Hey guys, we just started having a sale on mashed potatoes. Come back out to the front of the store and look at the sale sign. It's stupid. There's no reason for me to do that, you know? So anyways, that's how I feel about that, guys. When it comes to max results, like I said, guys, I go once a week, provide value to my list, let them know I'm alive, give them actionable content with entertainment value as well, once a week at least. And then when I go into promotion mode, I continue to give them high value emails with entertainment value, but I will go every day of the promotion, you know, maybe 2 or 3 times. I've done a crush campaign before where I've sent four emails out in one day. Boom, 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 boom. But each email had a little bit more value, right? And what I usually do when I have to do a crush campaign like that, I'll say, okay, like I'm going to do a 5-hour workshop, you guys. This is going to be an email in 5 parts. And I'm going to tell you how to do something. It's a 5-hour workshop. And we're going to go 5 emails today. I'm going to give them all to you today. So keep an eye on your inbox, right? So now it's part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. So it's like a set. And it gives you an excuse to mail them multiple times in a day. And it has them looking forward to your next email instead of just being like, oh my God, what is Cam sending me all these emails today for? Unsubscribe. So if you want to do a crush campaign, do it smart. Do it like that. So, you know, you're not getting, you know, all these unsubscribes and, you know, complaints. So anyways, that's how I recommend with that, you know. Let's see. What is a good list building goal for me, and how much can I expect on average per lead? What is a good list building goal for me? How much can I expect on average per lead? Okay, so I'm going to answer those in reverse. How much can you expect on average per lead is directly in relation to how good of an email marketer you are. And also, it's directly in relation to the quality of your leads. Those 2 things, okay? So if you put a bunch of leads on your list with solo ads and it's cold leads, okay, and you're a brand new email marketer, those aren't going to have very much value for you. You're going to have to put some work in before those leads start to become valuable to you. You know, you're going to have to warm those leads up and get them to where they actually give a crap about what you have to say, which it might take a little while. If you're brand new and you don't know how to do email marketing and you don't know how to make anything happen, dude, there's a learning curve to it. You know, it might take a minute to figure out a few tricks to make it happen. Now, if we change the quality of the lead and we say, well, they're not solo ad leads, they're buyers leads. You know, I got them because I launched this product and I had a couple of big affiliates help me and I got 200 leads on my list. What's the value of those leads? Well, now we know they're high quality leads, which is good. But if you're a beginning email marketer, you know, there's a chance that you really don't know what you're doing. But they're still proven buyers leads. So if you send an email out to that 200-person list offering a product, you're probably going to get a sale or 2. You're probably going to get a couple sales because they're proven buyers. But to keep them on your list and to extend the life of these customers, you're going to have to get good at email marketing, right? You're going to have to get them to start seeing you as someone who can help them, right? And that takes a little time, you know. I know where this age-old mentality of leads are worth $1 a piece on average. I mean, I know where that came from. It's just an arbitrary number to give people an idea. But the truth is, you know, when you're new and your leads suck, your leads aren't worth anything. You know, you could have 150,000 people on an email list. You're probably paying, you know, who knows, for that many leads, you're probably paying a couple hundred a month in autoresponder fees. And you're probably not making anything on them because you don't know what the hell you're doing. And they're probably not very good quality. You know, and on the opposite end of that, you could have a guy who has a list of under 1,000 people who is very good at email marketing and he knows exactly what he's doing. And these are really high quality leads and he can turn that into a few $1,000s a month, you know? So it's really, it's like, man, you know, it's like trying to say, how blue is the sky? You know, well, the sky is blue, but in comparison to what? You know, how blue is it in comparison to what? It's probably a bad example, but I hope that makes sense, guys. The fact is, it's the wrong question. That's the fact. What I'm trying to get at is that that's the wrong question. When you say how much can you expect on average per lead? When you're first starting, expect 0 because you don't know anything. But very, very quickly, you can improve your experience. I would say within 1 week of studying and practicing email marketing, you could double your experience and your effectiveness. You know, email marketing is not hard if you dedicate yourself to the craft. Okay, so you can get really good really fast if you dedicate yourself to it. But when you're first starting out, probably nothing. And then when it comes to quality of leads, you know, there's a whole bunch of different quality of leads that can go on an email list, you know. And I'm not saying, you know, freebie seekers and tire kickers are bad, because they're not. You could take freebie seekers and tire kickers and get them to buy things too, right? Can you inspire somebody? That's the question. Because freebie seekers and tire kickers, they want to be inspired. They want to be inspired. They need something to believe in. They need something to believe in. They need something they can hold their hat on. And the truth is, your job is to get them to believe in themselves. And that's what that's all about. So don't discount a tire kicker list. Freebie lists are fine, you know, but your email marketing has to be a little bit better. With a freebie list, your email marketing needs to be a little bit better. That's just the way it is. So, yeah, so I hope that makes sense. And then your other question, what's a good list building goal? I think a good list building goal, man, is to start out with a goal to get to 100 leads, and then with the goal to get to 500 leads, and then a goal to get to 1,000 leads. And then after you get to 1,000 leads, let's see if you can get to 5,000 leads. Then after you get to 5,000 leads, let's see if you get to 10,000 leads. Okay? Now keep in mind, as you build your list, you're going to be losing subscribers as well, because as you build your list, you should also be practicing your email marketing. You need to be sending them emails at least once a week, letting them know you're alive, giving them value, right? And then I suggest having an autoresponder set up for the first 5 days, like a 5 to 7 day email sequence that's just an indoctrination sequence. It's designed to warm your list up a little bit. So that's what I suggest. Anyways, I mean, you could, if you're going to be offering high ticket stuff, you could extend that indoctrination sequence out 30 days. Excuse me. You could extend. I've seen marketers whose main business is coaching and consulting, and when they get buyers leads, they put them through a 30-day indoctrination sequence before they try to sell them anything, right? That's crazy to me, man. But that's what it takes, man, to indoctrinate someone into your culture and into your way of thinking, and get them to believe that, you know, you're someone who can help them, to cut through the noise. So it's something to think about. It's something to think about. But I think when we talk about numbers, I think, like I said, I think 100 is a good number to start with. I think getting to 500 is another good number to start with, and getting to 1,000 is another good number. Now, I think that, you know, look, what are you going to do with 100 leads? You're not going to do much. It's an arbitrary number. It's an arbitrary goal. What are you going to do with 500 leads? Okay, you might sell a few. You might sell something. You might sell a few. If you're doing affiliate marketing, you're going to cannibalize that list. So you got to be careful doing affiliate marketing. You're better off with a list of 500 people doing a tiny little seed launch where you create a product for your list and you offer it to them, right? You're better off doing that. That way you keep everybody in your circle, right? You keep everybody in your way of thinking. When you start doing affiliate marketing on that small list, what you're doing is you're giving those leads to other people, and now you're creating competition in the inbox, and your list is inherently going to be getting less responsive. The more you share that list with other marketers, the less responsive that list is going to be. That's the way it is, man. So you got to be careful with affiliate marketing. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying, you got to be careful with it. You got to realize what's happening. So when you got a small list like that and you're just starting out, man, it's smarter to keep them in your world a little bit. You got 500 people on a list. Hey, man, time to do a little product. Do a little product and sell it to your list and see what happens. That's what I recommend. Do a seed launch. You don't need to do one of these big public launches, man. You can create a little product and launch it just to your list. So there you go. All right, let's see. How do you track your sales on Warrior Plus? Okay, so on the Warrior Plus network, let me that's easy, man. Warrior Plus is a great place to sell, first of all. I really like the Warrior Plus network. I've been here for a few years, and they got a lot of cool little features and stuff that help you. It's very easy to track. Let me log in here, guys. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Man, I'll tell you something. I hate this new freaking page that they got on Warrior Plus. I absolutely hate it. They got a new like cover page on Warrior Plus. When you first hit there, it's like a sales page. I mean, it's great for new people, but it's not good for people who already have a Warrior Plus account. It's kind of nonsense. Okay, so let me let me share my screen with you guys so you can see what I'm looking at. Okay, so the question was how do you track your stuff on Warrior Plus? Okay, so if we're talking about tracking my own products, all right, like I have a product. So what I want to do to track is I'm going to go to my offers, and I see a list of my offers here. Okay, so let's say I want to put a link to my offer on Facebook. I want to put another link to my offer on a YouTube video. Let's say I do 3 YouTube videos about this offer, and let's say I send like 5 or 6 emails out to my list. Well, I want to know exactly where the sales came from. Did they come from the message I put on Facebook? Did they come from the second YouTube video? Am I getting more sales from the first or the second YouTube video? And which email did I send out that I got the most sales from? Because wherever I got the most sales from, that's where my message is resonating the most. So I want to do more of that, right? If I put out an FAQ video on the product, and I put like a review video on the product, and I put an interview out on the product, but I see that I'm getting the most sales from the FAQ video, then I might do a second FAQ video part 2, right? Just to kind of really drill down on what's working, right? So how do you do that? With Warrior Plus, it's really easy. So I go to, I click on my offer, okay? And what I do is I go to offer, and I vendor tracking link like this, right? And then what happens is it pulls this up, okay? So what I can do is I can enter a sub ID, right? And I'm just going to go, okay, this is going to be my FB profile 1. So this will be the first message that I've put on my Facebook profile. And there's my link right there, FB Pro 1. Now, I can clear it, and I can say, okay, this is going to be YouTube 1. This is going to be my first YouTube video. Boom. Just like that. Okay. And then this is going to be EM1. This is going to be my first email, right? So if I do this, then I can track all sales on that. Pretty cool, right? So now if I go to stats, okay, and I look at if I look at stats, this is just stats for today, right? So what I want, let's just say I want stats for all time for this product, right? And I can see stats for all time for the drive, right? And here's my stats, right? DS1 back, PLE, and all these mean something different, right? These are all different tracking links that I put on this, so I know exactly what's driving these sales. Okay, so, and that's how it goes. So that's how you do it, guys. That's how you do it. Now, if you're an affiliate, it's the same way. If you're an affiliate, let's go to hold on a second. Well, what did I do? Okay, hold on. Let's go to get links. If you're an affiliate, guys, you can come over here, and I can. So if I'm an affiliate, like, I'll come over here, get my link, right? There's my link. There's my affiliate link, right? And you know, it's the same thing. I can just put a /. I can put a forward, like I got this, copy link address, right? And then if whatever I want to do, I can just put a / and write whatever I want. / test link, right? And that will work, right? But it'll track under test link. So I'll know, like, whatever sales I got under test link, I know exactly where that came from. Okay. So it's the same thing. Now, I just put it here as an example. This is not for that. I just put it here for an example to show you guys what it would look like. Put the links wherever you need to put them. Just put another / after the last part of the tracking link. Put another / and then whatever you want to write, and that will work as a tracking link. Okay. So I hope that answers your question, man. It's real easy to track on Warrior Plus. Nice platform, man. I really like it. In my sales funnel, should I use VSLs or stand in front of the camera and talk videos, or written copy on my OTO sales pages? That's a good question. That's a real good question. So he's asking basically, like, when he says VSLs, he means like, okay, you buy the front end product and then you hit the OTO, and like now you're presented with written words on a video and slides, and someone's narrating the written words and the slides, right? We've seen that a million times. Okay. Should it be that, or should it be like you buy the front end product, you hit the OTO, and there's a guy like standing there talking to you like me? Hey guys, what's up? Thanks so much for picking up my product. I know it's going to add value to your life. I have a special bonus offer for you. Which one of those works better? Or scratch the video and just have a written copy, kind of like your front end product, but maybe not quite as long as your front end product. What works best? What works best for me is the slides with the written words and the narration. I know, man, and it sucks because it's a pain in the butt, right? It'd be so much easier just to stand in front of the camera like this and do a quick 90-second video where you thank them for buying your front end thing, and then you offer them the next thing. Like, that would be so much easier. But historically, for me, every single time I put in the extra work, my nose is itching. Every single time I put in the extra work and do the and do the slideshow VSL for the upsells and the downsells, every one thing in the funnel, basically. Every time I do that, it converts better, right? Now, the positive is if you're putting the same product in different funnels, right, you can reuse the VSL. You might have to change a couple slides to make it fit the new product. But for the most part, I mean, like I got one small slideshow that I use for the Insiders Club, because I always put the Insiders Club in all my funnels. And I just have to adjust that VSL a tiny bit and reuse it. Also, the VSLs that you use throughout the funnel, they don't need to be as long as the initial front end VSL. The basic formula is, with this VSL through the funnel, the basic formula is this. You want to thank them for buying your product. You want to reassure them that the product they bought is going to help them. You know it's going to help them and add a lot of value. And then you want to connect the dots as to why they might want this new thing as well, right? And it's not so hard when you're doing done for you content, right? It's a little bit more of a stretch when you're doing more training, you know? But when you're doing done for you content, it's like, oh, hey, but look, I know you just bought this rocking chair, this blueprint to build a rocking chair. It's going to help you. It's helped a ton of people. There's been thousands of beautiful rocking chairs built because they bought this blueprint. However, one thing everybody has to do when they go to build a rocking chair is they have to get supplies together, and they usually have to get a couple tools together. So me, being the guy who wants to absolutely help you and see you succeed the most, I put together this nice, simple little toolkit that's got all the supplies you need to build the rocking chair, and it's also got all the tools you need to build the rocking chair. So this toolkit, combined with the blueprints you bought on the front, you don't need to buy anything else. Everything is there now. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how you connect the dots for them. You let them know, hey, you did an awesome job buying this front end thing. It's absolutely going to help you succeed. Also, I want you to know what I have here is going to add a lot of value to that. Not taking away from any of the value of the front end if you don't buy this, because the front end is valuable. However, you can see clearly how this will add value to that. So that's kind of the basic formula for the slideshows, you know. So anyways, I hope that answers your question, man. I've had the best luck with the VSLs. I know it's kind of a pain in the butt because that's the hardest one to do, but that's how it's been for me, man. I've done all those. Actually, I haven't done all those. I haven't done the written copy in my, well, no, I have. I've done the written copy. It's been a long time. I've done the written copy throughout my sales funnel before, but the last time I did that was a few years ago with Easy YouTube Money Method 2.0. And I think I had 3 products in my sales funnel, and I had written copy in the sales funnel. It didn't really convert that well. I'm not saying it's because I had written copy in there, though. It probably didn't convert very well because I had a lack of affiliate support, and I really didn't know that much what I was doing about product launching back then. But what's worked best for me is the VSLs with the slideshows. So I hope that answers your question. Hold on a second, guys. Let me just Lee was asking about seed launches. Do you suggest Warrior Plus or just PayPal button and hosted download page, Google Drive, or something else? Okay, so cool. It's a good question, Lee. So it depends on what your goals are. Like if you have a goal to build a network of people who are going to promote for you, and you're going to promote some for them, and you're trying to build like a network of affiliates, and you're trying to become more well-known in the space, then probably you might want to consider launching it on Warrior Plus. Just to get your name out there so the people in the space are seeing your name, right? However, you know, you don't have to do like a big public launch. You just need to like launch it on Warrior Plus, and so your name's there on Warrior Plus, and you have stats on Warrior Plus, and people see, hey, you're an actual product vendor, you're launching on Warrior Plus. You know, for this status upgrade, you're not going to spend a lot of money. You know, Warrior Plus is going to take like a very small amount per transaction. So you're not going to lose a ton of money, and it's probably worth it for status upgrade. It builds authority. That being said, if you don't care about any of that crap, and I mean, who doesn't care about that stuff? Everybody needs to be working on authority building. But no, I mean, as far as like for technical reasons, yeah, you don't have to use Warrior Plus. You can just go straight to PayPal, unless you want to put, you know, a little sales funnel in place. And then if you're going to put a little sales funnel in place, you know, you might want to use something like Warrior Plus to facilitate people going through your sales funnel easier. But with the seed launch, basically, you know, let's say you put 500 people on your email list, right? You don't have a ton of people on your email list. It's probably not necessarily a great idea to do a bunch of affiliate marketing because, you know, they just got here. You just got these people on your list and they don't, you know, man, you know, you don't want to start giving them to other people who've been doing it longer than you, who are better at it than you. It's just not good. I mean, it's better to, you know, indoctrinate those people a little bit more into your way of thinking. I've heard crazy stories about people making like doing 5-figure launches with like 500 or 600 people on an email list. I've never done that before. I don't know if it's true or not true, but I've definitely heard stories about people like, you know, doing like $10,000 on their first launch, you know, and having like 627 emails on their list. You know, I don't know. Must be an expensive product. That's all I know. But I do know that you can do pretty good. You can make profit, especially if you launch like a $47 product and it teaches something that you know that your list of 500, 600 people want to know how to do, and you can give them a nice walkthrough on how to do it, and you put a nice course together. That could be a $47 course. You could sell it to your list, and you know, I can see you making $1,000, couple $1,000 doing something like that, and you don't have to share it with your affiliates. You don't have to share it with anybody. You just take all of it. Definitely. I think that's smarter. When if I had it to do over, I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. When I had a list of 500 people, I didn't even know how to do email marketing. I wasn't even doing very good email. I wasn't even mailing my list. I was just building a list. I had a membership site, and I was just building a membership site. I wasn't even emailing them. So when I started building a freebie list, and I got to about 500 people, I didn't stay there very long. I was probably putting 10 or 11, 12, 15, 20 people on the list a day. What if the list is less than 100? If the list is less than 100, Lee, what I would do is I would be making sure that I'm emailing them at least once a week with an email that provides some kind of entertainment value and also some kind of actionable content. That can be a takeaway. That can be a lesson from the story, or that can be like step 1, do this, step 2, do this, step 3, do this. But that email should have both of those things. Every single week you should be doing that, and you should be trying to get it up to at least 500. I wouldn't do like a seed launch unless you had at least 500 people on the list, okay? Because you're just not going to sell that many, man. This is not enough people, man. I mean, if you got 100 people on a list, man, you might sell 5 copies of something, you know? Even if it's a $10 product, you know, you might sell 5 or 10 with 100 people on a list. And that's a good day, man. That's a good day. That's if the list actually gives a crap about what you got to say. But my email list converts. I have several thousand people on my email list, and it converts at about 15 to 20%. So that's pretty daggone good. So, you know, listen to what I'm telling you. All right. Get that email list up to 500 people, Lee. In the meantime, what you could be doing while you're building it is, number one, make sure you're sending them email once a week. Number two, make sure those emails have entertainment value and actionable value, okay? Number three, be working on the product. What does that product look like? So when you get up to 500 people, you're ready to go. You know what I mean? You can also pre-sell the product, Lee. You can pre-sell the product. What you can do is you can start talking about the product. You can start a secondary list and start talking about the product in your emails and be like, hey, man, I'm working on this product now. This is something that's interesting to you. Be sure to sign up over here for all updates on this product, you know, and I'll be sure to give you updates. So that'll be like your real go-to list. When you hit 500 people, you know the people on that secondary list, they're pretty segmented. You know they're going to be like into it, you know, so that's what I would do. So, yeah, so just work on your list building, get it up to 500, you know, plan the seed launch for sure. Let's see, what else? Let's see, why do I see people launching so frequently? You guys crack me up, man. Why do I see people launching so frequently? How do they afford to give so much away in affiliate commissions? And how do you guys keep coming up with new ideas? That's a whole lot. That's a whole lot right there, man. That's a whole lot. Okay, I'm going to break this one down. So like, why do you see people launching so frequently? The reason why people are launching frequently, okay, like not to be a smart aleck here, you're seeing people launch frequently because launching works, okay? You're seeing them do it frequently because it works, and there's a pretty low barrier to entry, okay? You really don't have to have a website to launch a product. I mean, you know, you can launch a product and you can do a special report on a PDF. You can upload the PDF directly to Warrior Plus. You can put your sales page on a Wix page, which is free, or a Weebly page, which is free. You can put the Warrior Plus buy button right there on it. You can put your entire sales funnel on a Wix or a Weebly site, and you can put all your OTOs and downsells in a PDF form, like a PDF that would link out to any videos that you want to give them. So, I mean, that's a complete free operation right there. That's a very low barrier to entry. So when you get something that's a very low barrier to entry monetarily, and you get something that you know, I lost my train of thought. Sorry, guys. When you get something that's a low barrier to entry like that, doesn't cost a lot, and anybody can do it, you're going to see, and also something that works. When you get something that's a low barrier to entry and it works, then you're going to see people doing it frequently. Okay, so that's the one thing. The other thing is they're doing it to build a buyer's list. Okay, when people buy their products, it's building a buyer's list. Okay, now this is a very, very high quality lead. It's a very high quality lead. A little bit ago, we talked about leads and the different qualities of leads. A buyer's lead, someone who buys your products, a customer, is a very high quality lead. So the more of those you can get, the better off your business is. So here we have something that's a very low barrier to entry. It doesn't cost a lot. It works, and it produces buyer's leads. So that's why you're seeing people launch frequently, okay? Now, how do they afford to give so much away in affiliate commissions? The reason they can afford to give so much away in affiliate commissions, number one, is because they have to. That's the culture, right? If they don't give so much away in affiliate commissions, they won't attract affiliates, because the culture is affiliates want 50 to 75 to 100% on the front end, right? And so if you don't do that, then you're not going to attract the affiliates because they feel like they can get a better deal somewhere else, right? So that's one reason why they have to do it. But how can they afford to do it, right? And the reason they can afford to do it is because they're not giving 100% away in the sales funnel. All right, so they're giving 100% away maybe on the front end, then they'll do 50% through the sales funnel. So they will make some money on the launch, and then they'll make the rest of the money on the back end. And what do I mean when I say back end? Okay, what I mean is high ticket coaching programs, high ticket flagship courses, courses and coaching programs, consultation programs that cost like $300, $400, $500, $600, $1,000, $2,000. Those types of programs, that's where they're making a lot of their money. And those types of programs, they're not putting them in the sales funnel. They're not putting them in the sales funnel, so their affiliates aren't getting a cut of that money, right? I walked you through a funnel a little bit ago, and you notice my OTO3 was $197. Okay. Well, how come I don't put like a $1,000 coaching package as OTO3? That'd be a lot of traffic to my coaching package, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would be a lot of traffic to my coaching package. And also I'd have to give the affiliates a cut of my coaching package. I don't want to do that. Not trying to be cutthroat, not trying to be a shark, but that's a back end product. And I would rather, I got to pay the affiliates a lot of money. That influencer traffic is expensive, okay? Influencer traffic is expensive, all right? If I'm paying affiliates 100% commission on the front end of a $10 product, that's $10 I just paid them for that email lead, right? And not to mention the fact, what if that email lead was already on my list? What if I already had that email lead? Now I just paid them $10 for a lead that I already had. And you might think, well, that doesn't make any sense. Who wants to do that? Why don't you just give a coupon to all the people on your list so that way they'll buy through you instead of the affiliates? That way you'll just get all new leads from the affiliates. That sounds great in theory, but when theory meets reality, reality always wins. And let me explain to you why, okay? If I have 20 affiliates, right, and I know that I already have half of their list on my list, half of their leads are already on my list. I just need the other half of their leads. And also, I need all their sales to attract new affiliates to my offer, right? That's kind of what I need so I can get even more leads. So what happens when I offer a coupon to my list so they get my product at a special rate of $5 flat, right? So that way I got them buying through me instead of the affiliates. So what happens? Here's what happens. All my affiliates send out to their list about my offer, and they are not converting. They are not converting. Now, I know the reason they're not converting. They're not converting because half their leads bought that product through me because I offered a coupon. But in their mind, they're going to be thinking, this offer's not converting for me. I'm moving on to the next offer. So what happens is after day one, I lose affiliate support, right? And when you lose affiliate support, you're not going to attract new affiliates, okay? You're not going to be in the top 10. You're not going to attract any new affiliates, because you lost the traffic that you had. So it's a weird dynamic, man. And I know that might be a little complicated, but the bottom line is affiliate traffic is expensive traffic. You're paying sometimes $10, $15 for a lead that you already have. And you're doing it in the hopes of attracting new affiliates to get new leads that you don't already have. And the reason you can afford to pay the affiliates so much, this is all advertising expense, by the way. I'm talking about advertising expense right now. The reason you can afford to pay them so much is because of the back end, okay? So I'll look at a product launch like, I might make $3,000 or $4,000 on the product launch itself, but it's really like I just got paid $3,000 or $4,000 to get a bunch of new leads. So I'm being paid to get leads. That's amazing. Then I'll make the real profit on the back end. So that's why, man. That's why they can afford to. That's why they can afford to pay high affiliate commissions, because they have a back end. Now, your other question: how do you guys keep coming up with new ideas? Okay, so with new ideas, it's different for everybody. I can only tell you my take on it. You know, in my space, there are things that are reoccurring problems that come up over and over and over again. Okay, how do I build a list? How do I build an audience? How do I make money online? Give me a system to make money online fast. How do I get traffic? You know, how do I get good conversions? How do I make a sales funnel that converts? You know, there's these reoccurring problems that come up over and over and over again. So I'm always looking at those problems in unique ways to approach those main problems. That's one thing. Okay. A second thing is I like to look at my courses like franchises, like Disney movies. So, you know, I read this article about Disney one time, and they said the first one is the hardest to make because we have to create the whole world, you know, and we have to create all the characters. And then after that, it takes considerably less money to make the sequels because the world's already created. The characters are already created. We just have to tell a new story within the context of that world. And that's something that clicked with me. So it was like, wow, every time I create a new course, I just started a new franchise. Like, and you might have saw that in the Drive. The Drive was meant to be a sequel to Membership Dawns. I put out Membership Dawns. It was about membership programs. Then when it came time that I wanted to put out Membership Dawns 2, I just decided that I didn't like the idea of calling it Membership Dawns 2. Something about, like, when I go to look at courses and I see that they have a number 2 by them, if I haven't read number 1 or if I haven't been through number 1, I feel like I can't buy number 2 because I haven't even seen the first one yet. And if I really care about it, I might start looking for number 1. But chances are I might not even get into it because I haven't been through number 1, and I feel like number 2 is not where I need to start. I need to start at chapter 1. So for that reason, I hate the idea of calling things number 2 and number 3 or whatever. But it doesn't change the fact that I still see my courses and stuff like a franchise. I got this membership program franchise. It's the Membership Dawns franchise, but I didn't call Membership Dawns 2 Membership Dawns 2. I called it the Drive. So when I come out with Membership Dawns 3, I probably won't call it Membership Dawns 3. I'll probably call it something different. But the point is, it's going to be like this. Do I have anything new to add to the conversation of membership sites? That's the question I have to ask myself. I did Membership Dawns 1. I did Membership Dawns 2. If I want to do Membership Dawns 3, do I have anything new to add to the conversation? That's the question. Has there been changes to the membership program arena? You know what I mean? Has there been changes to it? What else do I have to add to that arena? And look, honestly, guys, every single year there's changes. You know, every year there's changes. There's things that come up, but not just changes that come up. Your experience has changed. If I put out a product about launching products a year ago, guess what? I have launched several products in the last year. I have more experience now than I did then. The next version of that product is going to be different. I put out Launch Levels Volume 1, several months ago. Okay, so I have more experience with launching products now than I did back then. I could put out Launch Levels Volume 2. But I cringe when I think about it. Like that title makes me cringe. I hate the idea of it just because of, like I said, man, the idea of a sequel in name like freaks me out, and it makes me think I'm going to lose sales. So I don't know. I've never tried launching a product and calling it number 2. I don't know. It freaks me out, man. Matter of fact, my flagship course, Affiliate Command, came out in 2015. And then in 2017, I wanted to update it. It had been 2 years. I had a lot more to add, and I wanted to update it and just go completely new, just do it all from scratch again. And it was supposed to be called Affiliate Command 2. I couldn't bring myself to do it. I ended up calling it Affiliate Command 2017. Now I hate that name. I wish I would have called it Affiliate Command Legacy. That's what I wish I would have called it. Because if I called it Affiliate Command Legacy, it would have not have been outdated as soon as 2017 was over. Because now it's 2018. So Affiliate Command 2017, no one's going to buy that because it doesn't make sense. It's not 2017 anymore. I mean, people still buy it, but I don't know. I think more people would buy it if it didn't say 2017. So anyways, whatever. The point is, that's just the name game. The real deal is they're franchises. Okay. I have an affiliate marketing like franchise. You know, I did Affiliate Rising. I want to do Affiliate Rising too. Affiliate Rising was, you know, how to make your first $1,000 with affiliate marketing. I want to do part 2 of that course. I want to do how to make your first $1,000 with affiliate marketing, you know, part 2. Like, because I got a lot more to add on that Affiliate Rising thing. I probably won't call it Affiliate Rising 2. I mean, I might just to try it, but the point is it's a franchise. You know what I mean? So when we talk about how do you keep coming up with new ideas, you attack the same areas, but you ask yourself, do I have something else to add to this area? One kind of course I've never put out, you guys, is a list building course. I've never put out a course on list building, and I think that would be really cool. And I do, man. I look at them like movies, you guys. I've never done a movie on list building. So what does that movie look like for me? So yeah, so that's all I'll say about that, man. I don't want to give too much away. I'm working on some stuff now. So, but anyways, yeah, man, you come up with ideas that way. Another way to come up with ideas. This is an easy one. Go glass slipper. You go glass slipper on them, man. When you come up with, what I mean by that is, you know, a glass slipper offer is like where you come up with multiple ways to solve one problem. Multiple ways to solve one problem. So it's like, you know, oh man, if I could just, you know, build this list, then I could have the money's in the list. If I could just build this list, then I could make tons of money and I don't have to work at this stupid gas station anymore. You know, so it's like, okay, so what you do is you say, okay, man, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you 120 ways to build an email list. All right. You don't have to go in depth, right? You know, you might just, if you're doing video, you might do, you know, a slideshow, you know, with just one method on each slide. Then you speak briefly on that method, you know, maybe a paragraph or two. If you're writing it like a special report, just write a paragraph or two on each method, you know. And now you've got like all these different ways to solve this one problem. So if someone looks at that special report, they're going to be like, wow, 120 ways to build an email list or 120 ways to build an email list. That's pretty good, man. There's got to be at least 1 or 2 things in there I can use. That's how people think, you know, and we live in a culture where people like to skim. So they're going to look through there. They're just going to be skimming through there until they see something that looks cool, right? But when they find it, it's going to make them pay more attention to your book because they found it. They found something that looked cool and it works. So people are going to walk away feeling like it's a valuable product. But those kind of glass slipper products come together very quickly. So, you know, that's a good way to come up with ideas, just simple glass slipper offer. Another way is obviously interviews, right? Interview products come together really fast. If you want to do a product about, you know, freaking, you know, sales funnels or something, you know, you go find 5 people that know about sales funnels and you interview them. You can find them on blogs. You can find them on YouTube. You can find them out there. They're out there. They're not hard to find, but the interview products come together pretty fast. So it's not hard to come up with ideas. And then, what I see lately is another idea that I see lately is I see a lot of these guys, they're not even coming up with ideas. They go out there and they find someone who's doing something unique and interesting, and they partner up with that person, and they put out the product, and they handle all the marketing, and they just have that person that does the product creation. So it's almost like they're labels. It's almost like they're record labels. They handle all the marketing and stuff. They just find someone with a cool product idea, and they're like labels. They're like internet marketing product labels or something. But I see that a lot lately. So it's interesting. It really is. What else? Let's see. Can I just focus on list building and email marketing without focusing on social media? Can that be successful today? This person doesn't want to do he doesn't want to do any of the social media crap. He just wants to do the email list and the list building. I think it can be successful, to be honest with you. I think that it's going to be a little different for you. So when people are focusing on social media, they are focusing on their audience building first, and then they're focusing on their list building second. Like, they're building the audience, and then the audience is trickling into their list. But by the time they hit the list, they're already part of their audience. So if you're just focusing on the list building and the email marketing, you're going to be focusing on the list building and first, and then you're going to be focusing on the audience building second. So once they hit your list, you want a nice indoctrination series that really makes them part of your audience. That's important for you. But yeah, I see email as the core of your business. So you can absolutely operate just with an email list. I do recommend having a blog just as the face of your business. Look, man, all stores need, something that represents them, a logo, something that people can hang their hat on and say, yes, this is a community that I'm a part of. This is a community that I'm a part of. It's not in reality necessary, but it is a really nice touch. And, honestly, when I think about that, it's not even, I'll tell you what, if you just wanted to be bare bones and you didn't even want a website or anything, what you could do is simply publish a newsletter once a month. And make sure you have like a nice logo of your business on that newsletter, PDF form, and you give that to your list once a month, right? And the logo and the emblem kind of becomes the thing that can hang their hat on. Yeah, man, I'm a member of this community. And what is I'm a member of the List Building Assassins community. And what is the List Building Assassins community? Do they have a blog? Can I go check it out? What can I look at for this? Well, no, they don't have a blog, but they have a newsletter, and, the PDF ends up getting passed around and getting shared with people. And if every PDF down at the bottom says like, hey, if you're not a member of the List Building Assassins community, click here to join, right? And if every one of those has that, there's like a viral effect. So I could see where you could just do it without a website if you wanted to. Me personally, Epic Conversions has a blog. It's just a place people can hang their hat on. It brings in organic traffic and builds my list organically. It's also the place I house all my courses. So that works for me. But yeah, to answer your question, you could do it without social media. You could do it without a blog. You just need a way to build your list, and you need a way to keep that list responsive. Here's what you need if you want to succeed online. You need a warm, responsive email list. That's what you need. If you want to make money sustainably on the internet, you need a warm, responsive email list. That is all. And if you have that, you win. And if you don't have that, things become kind of touch and go. So that's the bottom line with that one, man. Why did you stop doing your podcast, The Easy Money Show? And our podcast not worth it. Our podcast not worth it. Oh man, okay. So The Easy Money Show, man, I did 5 episodes of the Easy Money Show, and my problem with the Easy Money Show was this. A couple of problems. Number one, I felt like I was rambling on and on and on and on, every single week. And I just felt like, man, I'm not sure if I'm enjoying this or not, So I did it for as long as I was enjoying it. And then I kind of got to a place where I wasn't necessarily enjoying it after the 5-6 week mark. And I was just doing it. But I come from a place where, like, I don't want to just put out useless content. I want all the content I put out to have some kind of actionable value. So if every single week I'm doing this podcast and I'm providing actionable content every single week on this podcast, man, I don't know, man. It's a long format. And I just kind of felt like, I don't know. I just don't feel like it wasn't what I wanted it to be. I guess that's the best way I could put it. It needed to be a different format. I want it to be a little shorter, maybe a little bit more focused. I don't know. I'm not saying it won't come back. I planned on bringing it back in 2018, but we'll see. We'll see how it is. I'm not sure. I did enjoy it. I mean, it's just it was too random, man. Too much randomness. And sometimes I didn't enjoy it. Sometimes it's hard to sit around and talk for an hour and a half every single week or 2 hours or whatever. So our podcast's not worth it. Our podcast's not worth it. So our podcast's not worth it. No, look, podcasts are a long form style of content, long form. So podcasts appeal to people because of smartphones, because of iPods, because of iPhones, because people are so mobile today. They can listen to a podcast while they're doing other things. It's a good way for them to multitask. So no, I think podcasts are still very, very relevant. I think it's definitely worth it if you enjoy it. The other problem I was having with the Easy Money Show was I based it off of YouTube, and then I pulled it to create the podcast, and I couldn't decide on a good place to host my podcast. I thought about, Podbean. I thought about TalkHost, blog post radio. I don't know. There were several that I was looking at. I looked at SoundCloud. I looked at a few different ones, and they all had positives and negatives, and I could never truly decide on where I wanted it to be. And I ended up at podcasts.com just as a temporary place. But what I didn't like about podcasts.com is I wanted to be able to embed it on my blog, which was something I couldn't do from there. And then also I wanted to be able to embed it on Facebook. Like I wanted to be able to put my podcast on Facebook where people could listen to it without actually leaving Facebook. And that was something that was actually impossible. Like no one could do that. So that was where I was coming up with a hang up with where to host my podcast. If I could have found a place that would let me do that, then I would have had a home for the podcast, but I couldn't find that place. So, and then, I was working on several different kinds of things at once. I was working on several different kinds of content at once. And the podcast just kind of got the axe. So that's what happened. At the end of the day, man, you got two things, right? How much do I enjoy this and how productive is it for my business, right? And with the podcast, it wasn't super productive for my business yet. It didn't have enough of a following, and it wasn't really making me any money. So it got the axe because of those two reasons. And it wasn't like super enjoyable. So it was enjoyable at first, but again, it's one of those things, just like on paper, man. Sometimes things look really good in theory, but in reality, not as much, When theory hits reality, reality always wins, But I did enjoy the podcast. I just think it needs changed up a little bit. We'll see. Right now I'm doing a daily vlog. So I'm doing a daily vlog right now. It's called Cam Fats, and I'm working on that right now. So when I'm done with that project, then I'll revisit the podcast thing. Okay, just one more question here, guys. One more question, and then I'm gonna cut out. So what are your 5 favorite traffic driving strategies? What are your 5 favorite traffic driving strategies? Okay, so first of all, I just want to point out you really need to master these one at a time. You need to master them one at a time. But my favorite traffic driving strategies, top 5, I would say my number 1 traffic driving strategy, and this should be all of you guys' favorite traffic driving strategy, my email list. My email list is hands down my best source for traffic. It is the most responsive source. It is the highest converting source. It is the cheapest source of traffic, and that's important, right? Your email list is the cheapest, highest converting, most responsive source of traffic. That is number 1. All right, and that should be all of your number 1. Okay, the second best, influencer traffic. These are people who have a following, basically other people's email lists. If I can't use my email list, I'll use other people's email lists, right? And this is very, very highly effective traffic. The problem with influencer traffic is generally it is expensive. Generally, you have to pay a good amount of money, usually in the form of commissions you pay for this traffic. So, but influencer traffic, number 2, without a doubt. And then number 3, paid Facebook ad traffic. That's those sponsors ads you see in your timeline on Facebook. That's really good converting traffic. The problem with that traffic is it is cold traffic. So you have to do a lot of work in your email inbox to, usually with that traffic, you'll put it, you don't send that traffic directly to an offer, because if you do, you start losing money. But you take that traffic, you get it on an email list, and then you have to warm the email list up with an indoctrination sequence, okay? But that being said, you can slip an offer in there after they already opt in. After they opt in, then you can send them on to an offer. It's good traffic. It's expensive traffic. It's a huge learning curve. But yeah, that's my 3rd best. Just because of the targeting on Facebook is so good. Then my 4th best, I would say, is free YouTube traffic. And then, okay, so with the YouTube traffic, here's how that works. The free YouTube traffic out to things, like send them out to stuff you recommend with your YouTube channel and publishing videos on your YouTube channel talking about the things. Then you can use the paid YouTube traffic to build your YouTube channel, right? Paid YouTube traffic to build your YouTube channel. So that's what works pretty good for me. So I haven't had tons of luck driving paid Facebook. I haven't had tons of luck driving paid YouTube traffic out off of YouTube. But I have had good luck using paid YouTube ads, like in front of videos that are on channels similar to mine, and getting them interested in my channel. I have had luck with that. So that's a pretty good source of traffic. Free YouTube traffic. And then here's the other one that I really like, because it converts really well, is download page traffic. So when you have download pages, whether it's your download page or someone else's download page who you're affiliating with, if you put an offer or something you want people to see, if you put a link to that on your download page, that's generally very highly converting traffic. You'll get really high quality leads hit that place. So download page is a great place to get good traffic. When it comes to other people's download pages, the way you get on them is with bonuses. You get on them with bonuses. So like if you're already building an email list and they're like, hey, will you promote my thing? What you want to do is you want to say, yeah, if you can give me a bonus spot, you know? So they'll give you a bonus spot. And what you'll do is you'll have something for free, like a lead magnet, and you'll let them put a picture of it on their download page, and you'll give them a picture and a link to your opt-in. So when people hit their download page, those are customers, then they get your freebie and they go on your list. Now it's a buyer's list for you. So that's great. So that, I would say those are my top 5, man. No big mysteries there. No big crazy secret traffic sources. Look, generally secret traffic sources don't stay secret very long if they're good. If there's a really good traffic source out there, usually it's pretty well known. All right. So just keep that in mind. So anyways, man, that's it for me today, guys. I hope everybody's doing great. Hope this coaching call has been helpful to you guys. I want to give just a few minutes here just in case anyone has any last questions for me. And it looks like everybody's cool. So I'm going to cut it out, guys. I appreciate everybody being here. Thanks so much. And I will see you in April, first Saturday of April. Let's see what day that is, guys. So I know what we're talking about. April 2018 calendar. Let's see what day that is. Friday, Saturday. Okay, guys. So great. I will see you guys. I will see you guys on April the 7th. 7th of April, 10:15 a.m. First Saturday of April. That's the 7th. Be there. Be square. I'll see you guys. Come with your questions. Let's do it. Peace, guys.